Welcome back, guys, to my channel, that is Auction Market, and my channel handle name is Auction Market RS, and this is your host Rohit Sawant. Welcome back, guys, once again. So we started a live trading session and pre and post market analysis. So let us discuss what exactly happened today and how did I capture the trade from the bottom. Okay, I will explain you. So before that, I will try to explain you uh, the volume profiles. How crucial those volume profile areas are. You'll get to know now. Okay. I will first apply the bar replay service. Okay. Enable the volume profile. So you can see like initially first we have to plot for the previous day range. So this was the very high traded zone. So this red color, whatever you see, so we call it as a point of control or point of contact or a week off zone. So this particular region we have already marked it. Okay. So the range is 25,040 and 25,025. This was the crucial range. Why? Because the market held it for a very long period. So that's the reason this particular area is been highlighted. Okay. So we'll move ahead to the next one. So this was the previous day high. Okay. That also we marked it, or we also called it volume area high and volume area node. So this is volume area low and this is volume area high. Okay. However, the previous day range was also lying between this range at, but the consolidation average where it comes somewhere around here. Okay. So we have marked that particular line as well. And yeah, we don't have any such areas for now. uh, this was one of the week off area. I'll just go to the high time frame, 15 minutes. In 15 minutes you'll get a better visibility, because there was a huge gap up happened here. So that's the reason we see a such gap in the market from the volume perspective. Okay, so we have marked this particular area. This is the particular week of zone, and we have this. So these two are very crucial for today's market. Okay, so I'll just close this bar replay service and go to 5 minute time frame. Close the volume profile and let us discuss from the scratch what exactly delta. Okay, so this were our volume nodes. So first candle, mostly what I told, we will try to ignore the first candle, because the previous day open positions will try to close in the first candle itself. Whereas bought or sold any positions, so he will try to close the positions in the first candle. So we will try to ignore the first candle. Okay, let's come to the next candle. We see a negative minus 50k of delta. Okay, so where exactly heavy buying happen and heavy selling happen? So this is a minus 46k delta. Okay, minus 46k and minus 21k. So these are the heavy positions. Okay, heavy positions. So we will mark this particular heavy positions as of now. Okay, but what happens suddenly in the next candle? This particular minus 46k and minus 50k delta did not sustain it in the upcoming candle. Okay, so this particular zone got broke with 13k delta. How did it got broke? Because we had a limit buyers in this particular region. That's the reason this particular region did not sustain. So we will, if it did not sustain, we will delete this particular zone. Okay, so why did we mark this particular green area? So if you observe in this minus 50k of delta, we also have sorry, in minus 8 point k delta, 8.25 k delta in the first candle, we have 64k buyers and 55k buyers. Okay, so that's the reason I have marked this particular zone. I will explain you in the uh, upcoming. Okay, once we go along with the time, I'll explain you why this particular zone was important. Okay, so we'll come here. So where exactly was my entry? Okay, so this was the 36k delta, positive delta. Okay, so we have 35k buyers, 5k buyers and 14k buyers. Okay, so you can see this particular candle broke this particular resistance, or we can say it like it was a support. So we got a follow-up candle here. Okay, so that's the reason I have marked this particular zone. Why? Because there was heavy buying activity happened here and buyers are trying to defend their positions. Possibly, the buying happened here, they might be having some stop loss here at this particular position. You can see 0 0. Okay, so this particular position, you can see buyers, they were having limit buyers and limit, and there were no sellers for this particular positions. Okay, and for this position as well. Why? Because you can see this particular candle broke this particular 50k delta. That's the reason we have to consider there were limit buyers trying to capture this particular zone. So that's the reason buyers were trying to defend their positions, and aggressively buyers came up and break this particular level. Okay, so I'll break this particular zone. Okay, so what I did after this 36k delta, I waited for a pullback. So this was the exact pullback and my entry was here somewhere around. Okay, somewhere around 10 a.m. I entered into the position. I'll just show you the video after this session. Okay, this was the pullback, but immediately after the pullback there was a resistance here, previous day consolidation zone. So I took a risk here because I was pretty much sure, like, if this particular zone gets break, easily it can try to break this zone as well, because buyers were trying to hold their positions, they were not in a position to give up. So that's the reason I took a risk here. And you can see that the market went sideways for a couple of for mostly half an hour, from 10 o'clock to 10:30. The market was pretty sideways, and you can see the delta was also very weak. But in the weak delta also, you don't have a seller over here. No seller is interested to sell any positions, so that's the reason I holded my position here. Okay, it took a pullback, tried to retest this level once again, and you can see it reached from one volume node to another volume node. Okay, so just here at this particular zone 25,093, I just booked my profit. Okay, and the profit was around somewhere around 19 to 20,000. I'll just show you the video that in couple of minutes. And the market is somewhere here between 25,100 and 25,900. It is trying to consolidate here. I'll just show you the video also for today's trade. So my position was somewhere around 10, what I have explained you. Okay, this was the pullback candle. Okay, and this was my 21,000 target, 222. Okay, and the call price was 24,850. So I'll just show you the call price as well. My position was still on hold. I did not record the entire thing. I'll just stop it here. I'll just show you that particular call option as well. So this particular call option, I entered somewhere around here, this position. Okay, and 20, 222. This was my take take profit zone. As you can see here, 222 was my take profit zone. As you can see in the video, 222 was my target, and I have successfully achieved that target, and my profit was somewhere around 21,000 for today's trade. Hope you guys understand the logic behind my trade and the zones and the volume profile zones which I have initially marked, and how crucial those levels are. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. So after the market, I'll try to post another video for the next day volume profile nodes and the respective areas. Thank you.